YouTube? It's another cheap yo-yo quick review. This is the BC Classic. Now, BC was a company that was owned by Brad Countryman in the 90s up until the early 2000s. They also did distribution for the Kuhn stuff, and I believe all that stuff was made in San Francisco. This is the Classic. So the BC line of wooden yo-yos, Champion hardwood yo-yos, were pretty popular in the mid 90s, late 90s. They sort of were the antithesis to all the stuff that Omega was doing and everybody at that time, because they were classic. So the BC Classic came in a couple of different forms. You could get the Classic, which was just basically the one that was just clear-coated wood. There was the Phantom, which was like black and purple and had a cool phantom drawn, painted on it. And then there was the Blackbird, which was, I think, just black or black and red. That was the same shape, but they were painted. So the Phantom and the Blackbird were basically the same yo-yo, but they were painted. And the Classic this is the Classic, but there was also a BC Natural that was basically the same thing, but this is the BC Classic. So this is sort of a modified imperial shape. It's very imperial, but you can see it kind of curves in a little bit, so it's sort of like kind of a Pro-Yo meets the regular Duncan Imperial. Very high walls, good for looping, but you could catch it on the string because of how sort of modified it was, and it's a little bit wider too, so it was pretty stable. Now, mine is 21, 22 years old. I think I got this in 1995 or 96. So the glue is starting to I actually need to re-glue this. So my axles are coming out. My axle is coming out. It's come unglued after 21 years of play. I did not burn through this axle, but you can see there's some, let's see if I can, it's not going to show up on the camera. There's some grooves in there where you can tell the string has kind of rubbed it out. That's funny. But yeah, this is kind of it's sort of been retired as far as that's concerned. As far as I'm concerned, I don't throw it so much because, as you can see, it needs re-glued. But kind of the gem of my collection, because this was always one of my favorites. And I broke my Blackbird, my Phantom, and I had a BC Natural that's was sort of the same, but that I also sawed through. So the Classic sort of just stuck with me. And I used it a ton. I used it through college. I used it after college. And just kind of, recently, I guess, sort of when it started to come apart was when I kind of was like, okay, well, I need to look into getting new yo-yos. And, that's sort of what sparked all of this in me. But the Classic is certainly a classic in my opinion. And if you can find a new old stock of it, it's super awesome. Definitely a blast from the past, and something that really, is tried and true and warms my heart, because back in the 90s, this was my baby. And, I think a lot of people felt that way too, because a lot of the old BC stuff, the Tom Kuhn stuff, it's still sort of revered as awesome to this day. And it totally was awesome then, and it's awesome now. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments, did you ever have a BC Classic? I would love to get some more of these. The only ones I've ever seen, they want like $9 to ship them, and I'm like, not so into spending that much on shipping. But I eventually do want to kind of get a couple more of these, and just to have. So if anybody knows of any new old stock, and it's coming to Ohio States or something next month, bring me some. I might hand you some cash or another yo-yo or something for them. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers to you. And I'll see you next time.